VCT EMEA. I happen to sit in the right corner because currently Fnatic are up 1-0. And this crowd here has been phenomenal. You guys have been screaming and chanting through thick and thin with Fnatic. Let's hear it. Let's make some noise. All right, all right.
Who are we? FNT! Who are we? FNT! Who are we? FNT! Who are we? FNT! Thank you!
And they're polite to top it all up. Now, you're sounding rough, my man. Have you been yelling all day? Are you losing your voice?
I'm slowly losing my voice, and the worst part is I have a job tomorrow.
I mean, does it require you to talk?
Unfortunately, yes.
Well, that's very unfortunate. Well, hey, but you did it for the best possible reason, and that's cheering on your boys. It was a really, really close game, all right? Like, we don't want to see any of that. Fnatic, supposedly the favorite of it all, right? Let's do some backseat coaching instead of backseat gaming. What do you want to see from them on the second map? What do they need to do to really pull ahead?
Let's try strat safe like this. We don't need them to know how we play. We just are too good for them. Let's go, guys! Yes, see? We love all of you guys. Especially Alpha for me, but...
We're not playing favorites, but there's a one clear favorite. Love the bling, love the bling. Is anyone else decked out? No more bling? Okay. It's really about the lights. You did that specifically for today, or do you just have that at home for any occasion?
I have it at home, like my decoration. Shout out to the Fnatic shop.
It's a good look, honestly. I'm considering to make that streetwear. You had one from them there as well, yes, right? Okay. Well, okay, let's hear it one last time before we're heading into map number 2. Who are you?
FNT!
That's it? Yeah, I was right. Just
Who are we? FNT! Who are we? FNT! Who are we? FNT! Who are we?
And off to map number 2.
Thank you!
You're welcome!
That's my favorite.
Oh my God. Guys, you are amazing.
Bit.
Thank you so much for coming.
Yeah, and I also love the Delulu Fnatic fans. Like, yeah, nothing's has changed. We love you. Keep doing what you're doing. It was very, very, very close to call. But as we head onto Ascent,
yes,
where Kukuka, it's not so strong for them. It's not been a huge fortress for Fnatic. They have shown weaknesses in the past.
Yeah, exactly. And not only that, I think that when we talk about the surprise factor of the compositions that we wanted to dwell into, Ascent is not the map where you do that, and we would be surprised to even see changes coming into this map for either of both the teams.
Well, my question is, what does Safe play coming onto this one?
Yeah. So I think that if Safe is going to be playing on that more supportive role, I want to think of him not as in even Sentinel, Smoke. I want to think of a flex support, you know, that he's taken that. So probably on the Sova, I think you have to combine it. It's not only what Safe is going to play, it's what Destron is going to play as well. How are they going to be combining that looking ahead?
Yeah, I mean, you don't need one ways if you're fragging out the way that Safe was. I felt like he was kind of a final boss there for Vitality. But this is the thing, right? They were so close against Fnatic. I almost felt like if they just checked a corner, like maybe twice, it could have gone their way. They won both pistols and a bonus round.
Yeah, exactly. And they also gave us the first overtime that we're seeing in EMEA here at kickoff. And, you know, I think it has to do with that round that we saw. I think it was number 16. They had, you know, as you said, won the pistol, then go on to win the bonus. And then something happens on round 16. They push too deep onto C. And instead of retrieving themselves, going back and rethinking the plan, the consequences of just being very, of tunnel visioning into it makes them lose the round. And Fnatic, I think, goes back a little bit into what they were doing in the attack.
Well, let's see if they're going to make a change here. Probably not. And it looks like Safe is playing KO. Sender's going Cypher and Destron Omen.
I mean, personally, maybe I would have chosen to keep Sender in the smokes, but maybe he feels more comfortable calling from a perspective of just the Cypher, just giving that extra information and just giving the right calls. And Destron, you know, is experienced with the Omen. He's going to be very comfortable. And again, Safe is is just playing for the support. I hope he keeps it up for the rest of the tournament. And I love the fact that we're seeing kicks on something that is not Sky.
Yeah, and also Durka, not the best map on Lotus, but he's back on the Jet.
Yeah, exactly. I think that he was being shut down time and time. I think that the way that both teams were contesting both ends of the maps was actually very nice to watch. That there was a lot of depth to it, and maybe that's one of the reasons why Durka didn't have such a nice start. But hey, is Durka, is Jet, we need to see some nice flashy kills.
I can't wait. We had OT on map 1. I wouldn't be so sad to have OT on map 2 as well. So let's send this back into game with Mitch and Tom and see if it does indeed happen.
Thank you so much, Yinsu, and our lovely analyst desk. Yes, is it going to be the 2-0 for Fnatic that many people expected coming into today? Or is what we saw from Vitality on map 1 going to be enough now that they're on home turf?
Wait and see, I'll be honest. I do think going into a map like an Ascent, it was a decent map last year, but of all the maps, I feel like it was where teams had opportunities to do some damage versus Fnatic, so I don't mind the choice of it for Vitality. I also like the roles that they've got for this one, but we'll have to talk about that later because Runner is already straight in towards the site. Leo under pressure. He does have a little bit of support coming in already, but he's got to try and do the heavy lifting himself and is left completely blind, praying for a bullet to connect. Boaster has managed to already make his way out into the site. Flash not going to catch him. He'll dodge that one and take back the control, more importantly, to allow for this retake to begin.
Yeah, he got tagged up a little bit before that fight, but he's got the teammates now to try and back him up. Chronicle and Alpha, well, if your back's ever against the wall, these are two reliable players to pull you out of that bad situation. The time, though, not necessarily against Fnatic just yet. That spike still has not been planted, and they are taking their time. It's not like they're going to go to a different site. Instead, hoping that there's going to be, first of all, an option to get a kill. Secondly, that they can't get spammed and overwhelmed when they do plant. That's eventually come through. Now the time starts to tick away, and someone's got to be the first to take this fight, take the big risk. Fnatic, though, need to decide exactly how they want to divvy up this play. Not really, they don't seem to be worried about anybody coming behind, so I have to assume they know all three players are on that site right now. Otherwise, you'd expect at least them to check main, a turret to watch behind. And, well, either way, it doesn't quite matter where they think they're coming from.
Very quickly.
Kicks and the flicks, nice shot.
Yeah, the thing I wanted to bring up about this sort of, the way that this composition has come out, because obviously we're seeing Vitality switch roles quite a bit. Huge fan of Safe playing the KO. I think it gives him a little bit more space to be a bit more aggressive and show off that flair that we know he has. It's the one sort of initiator that I really feel like you can play as a quasi-duelist and take space for the team alongside Runner. Runner being back on the Jet, obviously exciting, and I also think Destrian is fantastic when it comes to the way he sets up paranoias. That's something I want to look at throughout this, is how he's going to put those into place to make things that little bit more awkward. So I think that this is almost exactly where I'd like things to be. Obviously, Kicks is also a very good KO, so it could have gone either way with that, but for now at least, Fnatic, well, they're not doing the best in the pistol rounds. 0-3. Not been able to get anything over the line in those. Vitality have clearly put the work in, but the problem they've had is normally Fnatic manage to get a cheeky response in a round they shouldn't. Otherwise, that first map very easily could have gone in their direction. Kicks is going to be looking for info to make sure they avoid a stack on this A site, which they might not do, because there are quite a few players there.
Still diving in, not deterred. The side of Vitality, hearing lots of classics fire away, but they've got the firepower to fight right back. Durka's going to use his dash to get out instead of further into the action. The cam on middle. I mean, it's a nasty spot from Sender. He can manage to find a kill or two here.
How has Durka got two? Like, he's just gone back into the site almost alone, manages 2 kills. Now they've cleared out Sender. This is the problem they had in the last map, was just unable to play against rounds where they should be winning them easily. Chronicle also setting up, he has a flash and a fragment to play with. They've got a dart as well to try and reveal these players. They're being forced forward! And this was almost a full eco! Fnatic had basically nothing!
Not only that, Vitality had their bases very much covered. Late lurk on mid, Cam to watch the walkout. You play up through short, that's enough disruption to probably win the round.
Like, look at Durka there. They had the majority of players fighting in mid, as you said. Durka basically goes into the site on his own and gets 2 kills with a classic.
With a classic. And
He's just giggling to himself. Of course he is.
the best part is he uses the dash at the start, doesn't get any options, dashes back. Now he's just a dude with a classic. He's not even Jet anymore, and he still just walks out and grabs a double. That's just Durka things. And considering the fact that last map was tough, did he finish? He did finish bottom of the server.
He's going up in round 3.
This is confidence if ever I've seen it. And I like that. An immediate bounce back. We talked about how most teams, when you've got a duelist that's not showing up like that, especially someone like Durka who's been so consistent. Nice shock dart. You're going to end up in a pretty bad spot where your team just gets demolished most of the time. That's what we've seen from teams time and time again. The one thing they have on Fnatic is the ability to fall back on not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 players. There's always someone else who can pick up that flag and run it back to home base.
Luckily, the team that Vitality have been building over the last few months also fit that bill. They've got a lot of depth. Yeah, Kick's probably a little bit frustrated with that drone. Again, Chronicle's timing, it's always perfect. It always seems to be. Now, the investment here from Vitality is a hero rifle. A little bit of extra cash because 2 players didn't buy. He's got the light shields. Going to try and do some damage here. Counter paranoia is the fragment, and Sender takes the bullet. A runner is the one to go in, and his teammate falls instead. The rifle has also been dropped to the deck as well. Safe going to try and retrieve it, and will do just that. They are now starting to run out of time, and you have to bear in mind, that is where the spike is. The spike was on the short push. They even know that there's players coming in from A main as well, and they don't have anything to play with. Chronicle looking to ace it, but Leo will steal that one away.
Replay of Chronicle's kills there, because I'm pretty sure on the 4th one, he also hit a shot through the wall. I mean, the guy is playing, just like the round and the Luthia, flawless. Every single one of his shots found its mark. I want to see this in the replay, because that's just insanely unlucky that he follows the Jet. That's a headshot. That's not.
What were you saying?
It was actually Leo, I think, that got a headshot through a wall. not on Kicks, but actually on one of the other players. You see how he just shoots him once and he dies? I thought it was him first. I saw the head flick up. Either way, 4 kills isn't bad for Chronicle. He's on his way towards his ultimate, and most importantly, they've claimed a very valuable upset early on. Vitality won, and they've been put 2-1 down.
It's now the 3rd and counting of rounds that Vitality 100% should have won and have lost to a low buy. That was definitely the lowest of the buys. Durka still going hunting, but look at the split. This is actually fantastic from Vitality. A pacey move, completely caught off guard, and now Alpha is completely isolated. Shouldn't really be able to get anything done from here. Love the switch up in pace from Vitality. Bosa's looking to try and find the timing here. Actually, one player reloading there. There is an opportunity. He couldn't have got that better. He's hit the dink as well. A chance for him to take this one over the line. 64 HP. Blinding. Chronicle down. Safe tagged. Kicks can't even really peek from this angle because he is so desperately low on HP. It'd be too much of a risk to get that spike plant without it. It seems like Boaster at least has a rough read. This is such a ratty position to be in. He's expecting them to go looking for him because of the risk for safe. Without that plant yet coming in, the flash over the top, it is going to catch Boaster completely blind. And it kind of gives away that Kicks has to be around this corner somewhere. The pop flash clearly used to get him back in. Is Boaster going to think about that close corner? He does not. And because of that, Kicks will be there to close out the round. A nice attempt from the Brit, but not this time.
Yeah, he took the option to try and let them beat themselves. Someone to step out wide, make a noise, make a mistake. It didn't happen. And at some point he did have to move because Kicks could easily have wrapped all the way back around. An interesting, as you said, change of pace from the side of Vitality that's worked wonders for them. And I think you see why. The second things slow down for a second and you try to move towards the site, someone's on you. And this time it was Boaster. Next time, who knows?
Durka's still going to go for that operator. Hasn't had the most success so far. Bear in mind his kills are currently only with a classic and not in the pistol round. Just throw that in. No shields this time either, so definitely getting a little bit low on the finances. Although saying that, the rest of the team have actually been able to buy comfortably and still have credits to buy for the next round. So I guess he's just decided to go with Because I feel like Chronicle could have dropped him. Well, we'll move on from that, but just decided, you know what, if you're buying that, it's at your own risk. Leaves him solo on the A side, which is where the majority of the Vitality players are building up. A short push as well from Sender, which is where all of the utility currently lies. And of course, we know that the way this is going to go is a quick dash in and a TP from Destrian, but he meets the bullet of that operator.
That ult won't be back though. No dash online. Life or not, doesn't really matter. Having used it up, he'll wait for an opportunity to grab a few more kills while his teammates work mid-control. Sender grabs one, but he doesn't think there's going to be 2, 3, or 4 players there. What a fool. Oh, of course, it's not exactly predictable. No smoke down for Boaster. He's caught in the middle of trying to throw it. Some utility now taken out of play. Leo is far enough away he could pop a recon, but Hunter's Fury used up from down below. Must have heard a step, and he's having absolutely none of it. In comes Boaster. Nice shot. He has been on fire today so far, and with a paranoia cocked and ready, it's gone in. Safe can't see a damn thing, but he has to fight inside the smoke. Oh, I think they went through in the wrong order, those pieces of utility, and Safe's still alive, dancing around the back of the site. He'll go down eventually, but he has bought just enough time for the side of Vitality, even eliminating Alpha with the spike. Very nicely played.
Yeah, that was good work from that. I think it was actually, correct me if I'm wrong, that was Boaster's smoke that he hides within on the
He put the smoke
spike.
and then the paranoia. The other way around, it goes completely differently.
Yeah, it just gave enough in that Red Bull clutch for Safe to hide within it, take him down, and the clock at that point was gone. Because that was the thing. The Hunter's Fury, you might look at it and go, okay, well, it didn't really kill anyone. But it did slow them down enough, and the same with Sender. It's like, that is something Fnatic are now having to actively deal with, that he is going to be lurking in mid. So they sent 4 players to deal with him, did it relatively quickly, but then the further time bought by Vitality's utility was enough to win them around. As said though, Fnatic still have enough to buy this time.
Yeah, pretty comfortably. A lockdown for Alpha, whether it's going to be used to clear out some space after noise is made or the full retakes, that's what we tend to see. Really one that you can push forward that defensive side with. For Vitality, another shift in play, 3 through short, but leaving the spike there. We've seen this before. It didn't go too well. It was Chronicle defending that time. Now they've got Durka, a different beast indeed. He's up top, looking for an opportunity. Not going to be able to use his dash. Will that deter him? It looks like it. He's staying way back, giving up control, giving up the plans, and that's because they've got the lockdown.
This is going to have to be a fight forward. In fact, Sender's already going ring around a Rosie, running all the way back. The thing is, though, Durka is watching for this.
He heard it.
They've had the expectation. The players are going to be around this angle. The close corner just being sat on by the majority, and no real push able to come through. Utility to hold them back. Defusal already being begun. The fragment will go on, but they've already managed to get it halfway and just getting mowed down as they attempt to try and get anything. Somebody has to get on it. The spam's just not quite connecting. And with only runner left, he's just going to try and hold on to the gun. A stellar retake from Fnatic. And the scoreline will be even once again.
The idea to leave Durka sitting on short the entire time, I think, does just come on the back of those steps being heard. You mentioned how early Sender was sprinting away. The fact that they had him close, that seemed to be the moment that Durka decided, I'm not moving from this corner. I am the short turret. And he found himself the kill.
Were you talking about the round?
Yeah,
or
no,
yourself?
I knew it. I heard myself say it. And I just knew you're going to clip that.
If someone was to like clip Mitch saying, I am the short turret, I
that.
would definitely add that
Please don't
as
do
some
that.
sort of, soundboard item.
I'd appreciate it.
The thing is, I reckon
delete the
Sue
VOD.
was on it the second you said it.
My ult's ready.
Yeah, I think I heard her laugh.
VCT, EMEA are going to be tweeting that out in a few minutes.
Right, good.
If not
Love
the
that.
VOD.
Remember. Oh, God, that's true.
It's a race
actually.
against time, if anything.
Thanks a lot, Tom. Thanks a lot. Always rely on you. Well, you can always rely on Fnatic to put on a good show. And in this 7th round, their defensive side is going to be a nice slow approach on most of the map. On short, though, they want to get a little bit aggressive. The turret's pushed back to Durka. He's made his way to a similar position as we've seen before. But they're not convinced this is an A play. Shift back. Chronicle slowly making his way to B. They do stick to this, Vitality might have a much easier time getting onto their target, because I don't know if you've seen this one before, Tom, but they're going for 3 split on short, with 2 players up on A main. This time the spike is going A main.
Also, they don't have Chronicle sat on the angle. So that's the real danger, was he was just spamming. Being able to do so much. Nice entry from Runner. A big scalp to take. It does seem like Chronicle might be wanting to try and push that one back. No command utilized to take away the utility. He just popped him through the floor. Runner didn't stand a chance, didn't even see his opposition. Now bear in mind, the rest of the players have very little to play with. So any damage that can be done here for Vitality would be a big win, because everybody else is just playing with classics. It was only really the Blade Storm that could have done anything. And what looked like, for a moment, was dangerous will be 3 men standing for Fnatic.
Well, I'm expecting to see a shift in how Fnatic are holding this A site. There's a couple times now we've seen them just walk straight into the site. And previously, in the round before, there was a lockdown for Alpha. So playing retake makes perfect sense. This time, there's some weaknesses there. So you don't want to play close and take those fights. But I have to assume, as we move into this round, there's going to be more contention for short. They're going to be holding on to that control. Instead of just finding info and reacting, they're going to want to be the first ones to make that move. Play their own game, so to speak, as many players like to say. Vitality?
I play my own game.
Vitality had something that I was interested in, because I think Kix bought an Odin to start with, but he has decided to be a bit more sensible on the attack side A take. That said, you can spam heaven.
Yeah, I've seen you throw many games with your ideas of the Odin on attack.
And you've seen me win at least 2, so that sounds like a win to me.
Right, okay. Well, the execution onto the A site. It seems to be where the majority of rounds have ended up for Vitality. Flashes over the top, drone through, a counter smoke to try and delay. I can tell you now, they're going straight through it. Runner leading the charge once again, but it's the same timing for Durka. He waits for that dash to go through, and then just peeks off the back of it. Happy to just play with that man advantage, and especially when you consider the ults available. There isn't a whole lot for Vitality right now. A single kill for safe could make all the difference.
Not even just in having the suppression, but being able to fight in the open, take those duels a little bit more, and a little bit more of a safe style. I think with that door broken, Splash coming through, it's time to dash on in. Durka, though, can't find anything. Nice cage. That's denied all information. But Boaster and Durka, they're firing up. That was a quick double from Boaster, and now they know exactly where safe is. No chance for an ulti. No chance for winning this round on Vitality. The time not quite low enough. Comes close. Down to the last couple of seconds. 5-3. And an Andalucia flawless for Fnatic, who are most certainly back in the game.
Yeah, and this is the moment, exactly right, for Vitality to take a pause. It's been 3 rounds in a row. Of course, we, again, with Ascent, normally have expectations of a strong defensive side from either team, so I don't think they're any way out of this map just yet, but not wanting to allow Fnatic to do exactly what they did on the last one and just sort of steamroll their way to a large victory in the first half, just put that extra pressure on, because that is the thing. Even though, like, you'll talk about the confidence of Salah and Vitality as a whole, there's always going to be that sort of mental block of, okay, we're up against the best team of last year. We have a point to prove. And I think that even in the last map, Vitality have already proven it. They are here to fight. They're here to battle with the best of the best. They've invested into this roster, and it has come through with dividends, but there's only 2 teams that go through here. Now, luckily for them, if they were to lose, they can't play Fnatic at the ladder stage playoffs, which, if anything, I think is the bigger win for any team.
Play him now. Play him in the double elimination. Hell yeah.
But the fact is, I still think that even going back up against Gentlemates is not an easy task. But the fact is, with at least Existence, without data, he's dangerous.
He's good, yeah.
With data, well, that's when that team always came up. Just look at their match versus Apex the first time around and second. They had lost the first one, 3-0'd the next one. Yeah. Sorry to bring that up.
I don't think you are, Tom, because you do bring it up a lot.
Time for a field test.
It's history.
It is.
It can set up.
Much as I want to deny it. Well, Vitality have done well. 3 rounds on the board, but Fnatic started to wake up. They've picked up a couple now. The streak is on. The ball is rolling for Vitality. Organization, no stranger to sitting down on that stage, but for some of these players, younger, untested, maybe the jitters get to them. You gotta hope not.
Okay.
Free drone, yeah. I like the disrespect to the ultimate. That's all it's good for.
Oh, you saying that again?
I'll challenge
already off to a great start, though. Player caught on the cross. It almost gets a second as well. Still has that. Nolkama might be better to go down and then just get picked back up again, at least get a little bit of extra health. But this has been the problem. When Fnatic have got this early kill, their retakes have been sublime. There's needed to be a hero each time for the side of Vitality, and there just hasn't been one in a while. Chronicle going to be on that operator. The reason for that is that Dirk is about to make his presence known into this site. Already spotting out the camera. You can still see Sender wary of his behind, and Boaster just isn't stopping. He's taking over, doing everything on his own. In fact, Dirk now comes through as well. That rifle into his hands has been valuable. And Runner on the other side has done his best. A couple of kills in response, but again, retake after retake, defuse after defuse. Fnatic continue to climb.
There was an attempt from Vitality, but not good enough this time. 6 on the board, a 3-round lead. And again, looking back at how this started out, it seemed like such a great sign with Vitality taking that pistol. But Fnatic, they've been pulling no punches as time has rolled on. We're seeing there's a lot of work to be done.
Is that 4 A retakes in a row?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, because that's the thing. I almost feel like for Vitality, you got to be thinking, we're getting into the A site for free, we're getting a plant down, and then they're doing very well in retakes. But surely one of them they have to win, and the fact is that it's not even been that close. One of them was Andalusia flawless. It's just been very, very clean. And the problem is Fnatic have been getting the entry every single time, be it Durka, Bosa, or maybe Alpha yet.
Oh my. Well, he was great in the last map for opening duels, but usually just picked up 1 or 2 on that operator. Now,
guys,
he's already got 3 locked and loaded. A 4th one up for grabs, the 5th just around the corner, but he won't get it. Denied by kicks on the big old Odin. Boaster, the IGL will claim it for Alpha.
I feel like
proxy.
When he gets that 3rd kill, that's when the old like Turkish Valorant brain comes back. He's like, I'm running.
He's back on jet.
I'm getting all the headshots. And now you almost have to think of your Vitality. It's like, well, at least the other rounds you were getting the spike down and in an afterplant. I wonder if they almost go back, because that was just brutal. And the thing is, they've given Fnatic the...
Get him! He's complaining about the Odin, you know?
Yeah,
even some of the best players in the world, Tom, they don't know how to deal with it.
That might be one of the best mimes of the Odin I've ever seen.
It is beautiful. It was beautiful. Maybe we'll see it again. Vitality, 3 on the board.
Don't you dare.
Being this way for quite a while. Durka wants to keep it that way. He might pay the price.
Only one up draw.
He's made it out. He's made it out. And I think the 100 Fury, a big factor in that, just displacing so many players.
He didn't even take that much damage. I don't know why. In my head, he'd been dropped to at least like 60, 70 HP. Nope. He was probably shot once.
He picked the right corner to hide in. I'll tell you that.
Of the completely wall-bangable box.
Yep. They'll never see it coming, Tom. They'll never see it coming.
On the other side of things, Safe has taken a lot of damage. Run has taken a lot of damage. Oh, and by the way, they don't have many weapons, so it's looking pretty bleak. The other problem is Durka's right back in the position where he's had an entry kill pretty much every single time. Both are going for a little bit of spam, but the main thing is whether or not Dirk hits the shot. No, he doesn't. That's something new. They do have a lockdown, though.
You get one of those, that's the problem. One time he'll miss the shot. This time I'm pretty sure he tagged Runner, but it's not good enough. TP out of Boaster. There's a player about to peek. I think he might get a chance on Descender to rip the head off. Won't take down that much, though. A trap wire at best. And on the site, we can see... Oh, okay. We're actually going to get the ult popped, but it's immediately countered out by Kix, who's just looking to destroy it on the Hunter's Fury. No ground taken, although they get the kills. The A retakes, you know, plan A and B don't work, but they're still storming the beach. At this point, though, it's being tapped, but it's not being stuck, and that could be the big problem. They're getting all the kills, but they need so much more. The time, really, if they can be denied by Safe, and it will be. At the last second, just about pulling it across the line. A 4th round for Vitality with 1 more to go.
It definitely seems they've
There's the LEC Vitality squad.
Oh, damn.
Pressure's on for the boys on the stage.
Yeah, it is. It
It's
really
one thing
is.
to play in front of the EMEA crowd, but you got the other team here on their home turf? Okay. I don't know if it's pressure or motivation.
I'd go with motivation. I think it's gone both ways. I've seen the Valorant guys. I'm pretty sure they went and watched the LEC as well. Luckily, they don't really have to go far. Maybe they just never left. They've just been chilling there. They've woken from their slumber. They've come up from under the floors somewhere, and now they get to watch some Valorant.
That's where all the players are. Nice shot, Alpha. First, second. Not again. Surely they'll finally shut him down.
Same
Durka
gun.
tried to help, and he gets wall banged.
What?
It's Kicks taking that second kill. And the Spike's already crossed the site. It can make its way in for the plant, or at least it thinks it can. You gotta watch out because sneaking onto the site is Chronicle, and they watched out. They found him, and they've rooted him from the round.
Spike planted.
Rotation from Boaster. He's coming up against Big Boy Kicks, and he's got a smoke out. This time, his opponent wasn't facing the wrong way, so it didn't quite go too well. Vitality with a late resurgence in this half. 5 rounds on the board really wouldn't be anything to shake a stick at. They've still got a deal with Leo, who is left completely blind and stuck in a corner, using the smoke to his advantage, at least for a second. But the thing is, he still has to clear Kicks, and he's not going to be able to. Kicks will get the 4K with the Odin.
With the Odin, Tom. With the Odin. Couldn't do that with a normal weapon, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, you couldn't kill someone walking around a corner with a normal weapon.
I'm just saying, more than half his kills are from the Odin. Kicks top fragging on his team.
He's killed Alpha twice, right, with the Odin, and Alpha has 20 kills. So, you know, it seems like a 20-2. That's a good trade.
You know, looking at this gameplay, Tom, I'm feeling pretty confident to say Kicks is doing nothing wrong. He's playing this perfect. His team are letting him down.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you know,
who in particular would you
with
say?
an Odin, I don't know. You know, we'd have to look back at the
if
VOD,
you were
but
to pick someone out.
Oh, you know, anyone really. I think everyone. That's the point. You know, you should be guarding that, protect the president. When you got the Odin out and you're wall banging, sometimes you get blindsided because your teammates ain't watching the angle. That's probably what's happening to Kicks all 9 times. Confident.
Right. Okay. A little bit of delusion from Mitchman, but here we go. On to the defensive side. Vitality, bear in mind, they have won every single pistol so far. Durka's looking to try and change that, and, well, he's taken down the player in some glass, almost loses his life for it. Okay, Alpha. Blink and you miss it. The head popped at safe, and a nice shot from Runner in the corner, keeping things even at least for now. Still plenty still to find, and Runner still thriving. It's now left all onto Chronicle. Now both players' positions are noted. He's actually going to double right back into the Cypher utility, manages to get past the player, but will be slowed down. Gives all the information away. However, he still can have his opportunity to try and clutch this one out.
Well, I saw him just a second ago. Taking out the reveal. They'll know that he was tapping it the first time, the second, but maybe not the third. Nice reaction from Chronicle. A quick kill and a swing to close it out. What a round! A Red Bull clutch for Chronicle. He couldn't have played that any better.
It only works if you have the cleanest aim in history.
This is ridiculous.
He literally fakes it twice, no one peeks, is quick enough to react, letting go of the spike when he actually went to plant it, and then uses the knife as a fake, and for the split second his opponent is trying to shoot it, he shoots him in the face with a classic. That's what it takes for Fnatic to win their first pistol.
And here's the thing, you know, he just played on the reactions of a player, because let me ask you, in that situation, for Sender, his cam's destroyed, his trap's destroyed, why does he give a damn if he's not? He doesn't. But you see it, you shoot it. That's the rule in Valorant. Your brain doesn't react as quickly as your hand does. And he's just used it there. He's fake flashed him almost. Just disgusting. And it's not like he didn't know he was already in the corner, you know what I mean? He had that information. Crazy play. 8-5. Fnatic, they're in the lead. But listen, it can always slip away. We've seen Vitality 14-12. They came back into it 3 in a row when they were 12-9 down, when ultis were online for Fnatic. They played it perfectly on the side of Vitality to bring it to an overtime. There, things did slip away. Hopefully, we're not still on that slope.
Here.
We've hit the plains.
3 players stacked up here.
With classics.
Over the top, yeah. Not too much in terms of weaponry, but with the information, Paranoia through, left completely blind. Oh, Runner will at least be able to get one. Nice idea. Execution not bad. Unfortunately, the weaponry not quite enough. Kicks has also got Leo desperately low. Almost works out for Zender again. Stronger weaponry, that's perfect for them. But unfortunately, it wasn't quite to be. Rifles will be retrieved for Fnatic as well. And they're going to get themselves ever closer to a 2-0 victory. Just 4 rounds needed.
Oh, there was one for everybody on the orange side that time around. Fnatic able to find a team ace. Killing each player, an orb on each player. Nobody super close to popping anything game-changing, but the rifles that are in play and the economy that Fnatic have left puts them in a really good position. They can take pretty much any fight. Defensive side, well, Vitality have got kicks. He's got an Odin. He stood next to a nice thin wall, and he's waiting for some noise to be made. I, for one, looking forward to seeing the conclusion of that battle.
Right here.
For now, though, it'll take a while. As I think for Fnatic, obviously it's wise. You don't just go rushing into a site. We've seen it from Vitality. It worked, but this is the buy round. Vitality should have an idea. Yeah. They should have some aggression somewhere. Fnatic, find it.
For Fnatic, this bonus is less of a bonus. Like, they've got plenty to actually go in with here. Even buying down a little bit low on Durka and Chronicle, so it might hinder them a little bit for the next round, but they believe they can win it. He's got to be careful. There are Guardians on the other side, so although that Odin will do large damage, he's got to be careful that he's not just going to get popped straight through the wall. Pop flash to help out Durka, but he's also going to be suppressed, so no ability to dash. Save getting up close, ready to try and go through this. Waiting on the other side was Chronicle, but they don't realize that Durka's already crossed. A bit of a misplay. Caught out because of it. The side currently being defended by a runner. He's going to have to do some serious work. Does have a trip from his teammate to try and help him out, but the plant isn't going to be denied, and he just about takes Durka.
Does well to find that. They haven't stepped in the trip, but they've seen it. So that's going to be destroyed. No free kills on the wall bangs, unfortunately, this time around. And Kix is trying the same. Alpha does well. Oh, he sees the tip of the bow. He wants to break that string, but instead it's Destrian swinging out to punish. He's traded. The numbers stay to Fnatic, and Leo hasn't yet been spotted or rooted from this corner. He's oh no, that's a terrible time to take your knife out. A misclick surely, and a mistake even more surely. Chronicle, last man alive, 1 HP on Kix, and it's done. It's saved at the last second by the last man alive. A red bolt clutch. I don't know what happened on short there, and I'm not sure I care to know. I want to forget about it.
You've just got to count yourself lucky that in every single clutch scenario you have Chronicle who just doesn't make those mistakes. He doesn't slip up.
I'm just saying, if you do that in a ranked game, reported by 9 players on the server.
I just wanted to inspect this knife.
Have you seen this animation, guys? Unlucky. But the fact that Chronicle resets instantly, yeah, that's all you need, man. All with someone else to follow on.
The shot to Kix as well was just filthy. Like, so quick to react. Alpha as well is having an absurd performance. You always worry when a player gets a new contract for a long time. They're going to go, take it easy now. Not Alpha. Yeah. Not Alpha, no. Still at the top of the board, still carrying away. Goes, I get to do this for another 2 years. He has been ridiculous for Fnatic. Definitely one of the best signings we've ever seen. And I'm sure there's a lot of teams out there that are kicking themselves that it wasn't them. 10-5. Fnatic, as said, this is a map where in the past they've at least shown some vulnerabilities. Not quite like Lotus, where it was flawless every single time. Dirk already picking off runner. They're taking their time. Again, it's a round where Vitality just don't really have much to play with.
Oh!
Would have needed to be a very good shot to kill someone from there. He did hit him. Yeah. He did hit him, but for...
I like it, though. He jump spots it and then just goes, okay, I know where you are. He didn't see me. They've taken Sander. Do they expect another? They do now. Left. He's stepping around. He's firing back. He's hoping to pick someone off. It's not buying any sort of time. The rest of his team are around middle. Drone even going to be committed here. I mean, it's a 3 versus 5. 2 Destrian and Kix are both extremely low. Surprised they even burn up utility that costs credits. I mean, it's not like they haven't got money for the next, but every little helps.
Yeah, at this point, it really does just come down to either reducing the amount of orbs you're giving over to the opponents or gaining some yourself. Like, either you die to the spike or you just try and hold them. You're not going to be able to win this round with 5 players on Fnatic, still with a fair belt of utility to play with. I think Fnatic at this point will realize that, okay, we need to try and fight our way out of this one. Make sure we're not the ones going down to the spike. Kick still on this other side. There's a little bit of utility, and Safe does manage to get one. Again, making things at least a little bit more costly. But other than that, well, Destrian's just going to go down to the spike again, make sure those orbs don't go over. But it is a very scary prospect now, because Fnatic are close on pretty much every single ultimate. And on the other side of things, it's the same, but the difference is Fnatic only need 2 rounds.
Somewhat unsurprisingly, Vitality have decided to call a pause. They've got a minute to discuss how this long stretch of rounds is going to go. Defensive side, Ascent, there's a ton that you can do. But to be this consistent against what is almost inarguably the best team in the world, I would be beyond impressed.
Definitely now. The one that could be in the argument doesn't exist anymore, so...
Hey, new season. It's been a while.
It is,
Fnatic
sure.
washed.
But, like, you got to look at the fact that even the EG team was ripped to pieces, so... The only one left is the Joggerbo. But, yeah, I think that realistically, they are the team to beat. Every team coming into this event knew they were the team to beat. And I like the fact that at least on map 1, Vitality have gone toe-to-toe with them. They've gone up against a comp that, as said, people weren't able to beat. Only Loud, no one in EMEA did it. Few teams came close, but every single time they run it back. Now they go on to Ascent, and wow, they've met Prime Alpha, which for a lot of these players, they will not have met before, and they will not want to meet again, because he has just been destroying them. And the fact is, even when they've got close in some of these rounds, you've had Chronicle pull off a couple of ridiculous 1v2s. So it really is trial by fire for Vitality, but that's the thing. That's the good thing about the group stage. Number 1, they get to go back and play a team they've already faced. Number 2, if they make it to the playoffs, they don't have to play them again.
Here we go. Steps heard, spray in. That's too much to the right, Kicks. You can't wallbang that part of the wall. An unlucky start. It could have been beautiful.
My ult is ready.
That's already Hunter's Fury online. As said, they had a lot of ults close. They're slowly building them up. Dirk at 1 away from Bladestorm, 2 away from a lockdown. They could have pretty much everything in this round. You can see the re-aggression coming through from Vitality, leaving Runner in an aggressive position. One that's been religiously checked by Fnatic if they go back in this direction. I don't think they'll be expecting an operator to be here. For now, though, the majority are looking to head up short.
So Leo's insane, but I love him. He's bought an Odin on the attack side. Didn't go for heavy spams back, but it's a good job. Kicks was stood slightly off center because he is tagged up, and it would be even worse if he was just crouched, ready to spam in the normal spot. Knife going through, a little bit too late. Dirk has already crossed. He's in the corner. Runner, though, has managed to find himself a safe hole to fight from. Never mind. He stepped into Dirk's crosshair, and he won't live to regret it. Neither will Safe with another clean click. Dirk is on for an ace. Already 3 kills. Kicks up close. Odin coming around the corner. He doesn't miss those shots. 4 now. And a 5th right there. Leo's stolen it. That is filthy. Sender wasn't even looking. How dare you? But it was with an Odin, so I commend it. Well done. Well
There you
done.
go.
Add to the stats.
Durka just, that's the thing. He's had a relatively quiet game for Durka standard so far.
Certainly
First map, yeah, didn't really see too much. Second map, he's been getting the odd kill with the operator, but this was just a Durka round. This is why people fear playing this man every time they step into the server. He has just run Riot, and yeah, I'm not gonna lie.
That's true.
That's
I didn't hear that. I didn't.
No,
did you?
No,
I didn't.
No.
No. It's all
fine
good.
needed. No fine
That
needed.
was
It's
no.
fine.
It's all good.
all good.
Unlucky, man. I mean,
He was definitely speaking Swedish.
yes. Yes.
You just don't understand what that means.
I think he was talking about plucking them apart,
Yes,
like
yes, yeah,
hair by hair, and they've certainly been doing that. Each strategy Vitality have looked to deploy has been met with not the best of results thus far. Fnatic now have 7 chances to close out this map, and if you're holding on hope for Vitality, I do apologize. It's probably not going to go too well, but maybe they can get a few more rounds in there, make it a bit more competitive. An OT on Fnatic's map pick, and here in Ascent, barely making it to T.
Pressure onto Runner. Already is actually almost the kill onto Sender in the backlines. Even still, they've managed to recover, fall back. It's going to be the peek up, and unfortunately, not quite the kill. Durka go kill still exists for a round.
Man, Kix is fuming that he's mid with an
fake. This is a lockdown fake. They've thrown it in, but they're actually going up mid. It will clear the side. He's in the right position. Again, I don't really know how some of these players are alive. And Chronicle peeks into the Odin spray and still survives.
Yeah, I mean, they had flashed before, but what a time to go swinging. Fnatic on their way to site. Spams aren't hitting. Dirk is up close, 50 HP. Right click, and it's runner down. Man advantage now for them, but Dirk can't get far. He's stuck up on the stairs. Now the info's there to play with, hat on the body. They know exactly where they're hiding, no abilities to play with, but they've already gotten the one-way smoke out. It narrows the angles from which Vitality can approach. They don't want to go sprinting into that and give Boaster a free kill. Flash to play on the right side, but saves caught. Boaster swung in, he's played aggressive, and the reward is there. A tap on from Sender only baits Boaster into the angle to take the final kill, 13-5. An impressive map too. And a good series from Vitality. Maybe they've got a chance in the lower bracket, but Fnatic, no surprise. They're going all the way.
Yeah, we've seen people do their tier lists, talk about teams to watch throughout the entirety of this year, and everybody will be saying, oh, I think this team's pretty good. They go better than Fnatic? No. But that's just the way things go. They were the best team of last year, and they've come in and they've started things off with a bang. A single match needed to take them through to the playoffs.
Damn.
Let's be honest, I think everybody's praying for RNG that puts them up against anyone but Fnatic.
Well, that's it. You're gonna tune in when it comes to playoff time. See that bracket draw and hope to God you don't get the instant loss that is facing this squad. Looking untouchable on map 2. But one hell of a battle from Vitality on the first map. In the end, though, it's the expected result at 2-0 to the best team in the world.
Yeah, an impressive performance, an enjoyable one, but Vitality still had some good things to show from it. Their Lotus looks strong, and I think that them versus Gentlemates is going to be another great series. But of course, as always, to the victors go the spoils. And for Fnatic, as said, the next time you'll see them, you'll need a little bit of a wait because they're going straight to the playoffs.
Oh, yeah.